Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. China has reiterated its commitment to a no first-use nuclear policy, rejecting claims referenced in a draft US Pentagon report. Foreign Ministry spokesman Lin Jian said China maintains a self-defense nuclear posture, keeps its arsenal at a minimum level, and accused Washington of using such claims to justify expanding its own nuclear capabilities. China urges the United States to reduce its nuclear arsenal, accusing Washington of failing to meet its disarmament responsibilities after a draft Pentagon report accused Beijing of rapidly expanding its ICBM capabilities. Foreign Ministry spokesman Lin Jian said the US, as the world's largest nuclear power, must take the lead on disarmament to allow others to join the process, rejecting claims that China lacks interest in arms control talks. US President Donald Trump has unveiled an ambitious naval expansion plan, announcing at least 3 new aircraft carriers, up to 15 submarines, and a new Trump-class battleship fleet. The ships, built with US steel, will feature hypersonic weapons and advanced systems, with construction planned for the early 2030s. President Donald Trump has reasserted that the United States needs Greenland for its national security and said a special envoy he appointed to the Arctic island would lead the charge. Trump named Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry on Sunday as his special envoy to Greenland, drawing renewed criticism from Denmark and Greenland over Washington's interest in the mineral-rich Arctic island. Trump has advocated for Greenland, a self-governing Danish territory, to become part of the United States, citing its strategic importance and mineral resources. The US Justice Department has released nearly 29,000 pages of new documents linked to late financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, along with dozens of video clips, many heavily redacted. The disclosure follows a new transparency law passed by Congress, even as President Donald Trump has played down the significance of the files. Russia has hammered Ukraine with missiles and drones in a new air attack, killing at least 3 people, including a child, and triggering emergency power cuts across the country as Ukrainians gear up to celebrate Christmas. Prime Minister Yulia Sviridenko said Moscow's latest combined strike hit energy facilities in western regions the hardest and came days after another round of US-led peace talks to end the nearly 4-year-old war. Meanwhile, Ukraine's military says its forces have withdrawn from the eastern town of Siversk as Russian troops continue their offensive in the Donbas region. Kiev said the pullback was ordered to preserve lives, while warning the move brings Russian forces closer to the key city of Slovyansk. 2 men have been found guilty in England of plotting an Islamic State-inspired gun attack targeting the Jewish community. Prosecutors said the pair planned to use automatic weapons to kill hundreds, warning the case highlights a renewed threat from violent extremism. Pakistan has reached one of its largest ever defense export agreements, finalizing a multi-billion-dollar deal to supply conventional military equipment to Libya's eastern-based Libyan National Army, a move that underscores Islamabad's push toward an export-driven, self-sustaining economy. According to 4 Pakistani officials, Pakistan will supply military equipment worth more than $4 billion to the LNA. The agreement was finalised after a meeting last week between Chief of Defence Forces and Chief of Army Staff, Field Marshal Asim Munir, and Saddam Khalifa Haftar, the Deputy Commander-in-Chief of the LNA in Benghazi. The Israeli Defense Minister has said that Israel will never fully withdraw from the Gaza Strip and plans to establish civilian military Nahal units there. Speaking in the occupied West Bank, Katz said the units would be formed in place of past settlements, despite Israel's 2005 withdrawal from Gaza. Hundreds protest near Bangladesh's High Commission in New Delhi over the lynching of a Hindu factory worker in Bangladesh over alleged blasphemy, with clashes reported between demonstrators and police. The killing has further strained India-Bangladesh ties weeks before Dhaka's parliamentary elections, prompting diplomatic protests and visa suspensions. Meanwhile, the US military has said that it has killed one person in a strike on a low-profile vessel suspected of carrying drugs in international waters in the eastern Pacific Ocean. The US Southern Command said on social media website X that the Joint Task Force Southern Spear conducted a lethal kinetic strike on a low-profile vessel operated by designated terrorist organizations in international waters. It added that no US military forces were harmed. Pakistan plans to complete its 5G spectrum auction in February 2026, with IT Minister Shahzad Fatima saying efforts are underway to make services available within 6 months. The ECC has approved auction recommendations, while telecom operators have proposed tax relief, rupee-based pricing, and long-term installment plans to support a smooth 5G rollout. Gold has touched a record high, coming within a whisker of breaching the key $4,500 per ounce level as investors flocked to the safe haven on US-Venezuela tensions, while silver also rallied to an all-time peak. Spot gold rose 0.9% to $4,486.55 per ounce after hitting a record $4,497.55 earlier in the session. US gold futures for February delivery gained 1.1% to $4,519.20. Toyota is recalling more than 55,000 vehicles in the United States after discovering that bolts inside the inverter may not have been properly tightened. US safety regulators say the issue could affect electrical contact, while a fix is still being developed. And actor Jackie Chan has carried the Olympic torch through the ancient ruins of Pompeii as the relay moved along Italy's Amalfi coast. The flame is travelling across all Italian provinces ahead of the 2026 Winter Olympics, co-hosted by Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.